many times have you heard someone say, man, I'd love to buy a home, but my credit simply isn't good enough? And here's the truth. Your credit does, in fact, matter, but it's not the end of the story. There's real mortgage programs designed for people with less than perfect credit. And there are steps that you can take, sometimes in just a few weeks, to bump your score up enough to qualify. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Purchase Path Podcast. I'm your host, Des Loessberg of Azcension Homes, and today we're going to dive into a topic that might be keeping you up at night. It's a topic that stops more people from buying a home than higher interest rates, than low inventory, and even more than rising rents, and that is credit scores. The number one question that's asked on Google is, what is the minimum credit score I need to purchase a home? So if you stay tuned with us today, we'll talk about what those minimum credit scores are, what financing options you have, and if you're not in position now, what you can do to get in position at a later time. All right, so I have a question for you. How many times have you heard someone say, man, I'd love to buy a home, but my credit simply isn't good enough? And here's the truth. Your credit does, in fact, matter, but it's not the end of the story. There's real mortgage programs designed for people with less than perfect credit. And there are steps that you can take, sometimes in just a few weeks, to bump your score up enough to qualify. So if you ever felt like credit is the wall between you and home ownership, stick with me all the way into the end, because in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll walk you through loan options available and the simple steps you can take right now to improve your credit score. Let's get started. All right, so let's talk about myth number one. You do not need a perfect credit score to buy a home. That's right. Most people say you need perfect credit, 720, 740, 760 or above, or you're not going to get the best rates. The reality is, with FHA or government financing, because it's insured by the federal government, you can get into a home with lower credit scores. That's right. A 680 score is going to get the same interest rate as a 740 score. A 580 score might get a little bit higher of a rate, but not that much. We're talking about an eighth to a quarter%. Now, I've been in the lending industry for 22 years. I've retired earlier in 2025 to start Azcension Homes, and that's what I'm focused on. Is I saw a need for people with lower credit scores to get into homes, and that's what we lean into here at Azcension Homes. But don't take it from me. Don't just buy our homes. Don't look at what the products we have. Go out. These tips you're going to be able to use with any builder out there, existing homes, other larger home builders, whatever it is. This is free information for you. You might be asking, hey, Des, it's just easier to rent. I can find a place with a lower credit score. I don't have to worry about it and a down payment. Let's throw all that out, because one, you don't need a down payment. There's down payment assistance programs. Two, your mortgage payment is going to be more stable over the long haul than rent is. I can promise you, rent will increase and rise over time as taxes and mortgage insurance or interest rates or investor needs change. Rent does go up along with inflation. But with a fixed mortgage rate, if you lock in 5-10 years previous, your mortgage payment stays the same, other than your taxes or insurance that may adjust up or down depending on the county and depending on your insurance company. So let's walk through the most common mortgage option if your credit isn't perfect. The first one is FHA loans. This is one of the most popular loans. It's the Federal Housing Administration, and you can qualify with as low as a 500 credit score. Yes, a 500 credit score. You do need a little bit more down payment, but with at least a 580 score, you only need 3.5% down. And in a lot of cases, you can get a grant or down payment assistance to cover that for you. So if you are a first-time home buyer and your credit's not perfect, you have FHA financing with 30-year fixed rates that will get you into a home now with as little as 3.5% down, or if you use assistance with 0 down. Now let's talk about veterans. The VA loan. So if you are a veteran, an active duty, or you're a qualifying spouse or retired, VA loans is a gold mine. There's no official credit score. That's right. You could have a 0 or blank credit score. And if your automated approval comes through the lender, it doesn't matter what your score is. And I can tell you this, there isn't much difference between rates between the varying scores. They do go up and down just a little bit, but not as dramatic as a conventional mortgage. There's no down payment, there's no mortgage insurance, it's insured by the VA, and it's very flexible with the rules. Debt to income ratios can be higher. They look at your what they call residual income. So throw everything out that you thought was true. I need a down payment. I need a minimum 600 FICO score. All that is not true with VA loans. Now let's talk about USDA loans. So for most buyers in rural or semi-rural areas, specifically in Arizona City where Azcension Homes builds, the target minimum credit score is usually around 640. But a lot of lenders do not require a 640 FICO score. That's right. You can have a lower FICO score if you have what they call compensating factors. If you have a good income history, or if you have maybe a down payment, or whatever the case may be, if you have compensating factors, you don't need that minimum 640 FICO score. And USDA financing, you don't need a down payment. It's 0 down, 100% financing. Now, let's get into conventional mortgages. Like, yeah, Des, USDA loans, I don't want to do that. VA loans, I'm not a veteran. Okay, FHA loans, I don't want a government loan. All right, let's talk about conventional loans. Well, surprise, conventional mortgages, you just need 1% down. That's right, 1% down, but you're saying, Des, yeah, but that's 1% down. I need a 700 FICO score. No, you do not. You only need a 620 FICO score. So in a lot of cases, depending on the lender, you just need 3% down, but there are grant programs then, if you make income restrictions, that only need 1% down for this grant program. So the 2% is gifted to you through the grant, and it's not attached as a second lien, and there's no payment on it. It's a gift to you to get in that home. And here at Azcension, we do give you credit for your closing costs. So yes, you may only have 1 or 3% down if you go to other lenders or you go to other builders, but if you don't get that closing costs concession, you're going to be coming up with a lot more down payment at closing. But at Azcension Homes, we take care of all that for you. Now let's talk about down payment assistance through conventional, through FHA, whatever grant or government program that you have for down payment assistance, whether you meet income restrictions, whether you meet FICO restrictions. Your question is, what's my minimum score I need to get a grant or get assistance? And the reality is, you only need a 540 to 580 score depending on the lender. So what's great about it is that's the beauty. You got to work with a lender that knows all these different programs, where to go, who the different lenders are. We do have a preferred lender we can get you hooked up with. But yes, I confirmed a 540 FICO score is the minimum you need. Most of the people we talk to are right there. They're around that mid 500 to higher 500 score. And the best part is that will qualify you for down payment assistance. Now, the beauty here at Azcension Homes is if you're not in that 550, if you're not in that 580 FICO score range, you might be thinking, okay, well, what can I do? I'm below 500, I'm in the 400s. What could I do right now? And the answer is you can still do something. Now, you might not be in position if you don't get that automated approval or pre-qualification done right away with that score, but you can take some small steps forward to be able to bump that score up. You can get a 20, 40 instant FICO score bump, which is a few small tweaks. We can pull your credit report for free on annualcreditreport.com. You can dispute trade lines for free and automated online for free that credit repair companies charge money for, and you can get an immediate score bump. You can use things like Experience FICO Boost, where you can turn in your cell phone bill, rent payments, utility bills, and they'll report it to your credit report to give you a positive trade line. Most people pay their cell phone bills on time because they always need to get someone needs to get a hold of them and they don't want their phone shut off. So you could use something like that as a positive trade line to get that score bump. The other hack that I love telling people about is if you got a very generous friend or a generous grandma, aunt, uncle, whoever that may be, you can add someone as an authorized user on your credit card account. So if you have a positive trade line with a family member or a friend, and it is a low balance in comparison to what the available credit is, and it has a good payment history, consider asking just to be put as an authorized user. Now, you might not want to say that you're going to use the card and rack up their credit card bill, but you will instantly the following month get that credit card reported on your credit report. It'll show the balance, it'll show the maximum credit, it'll show the payment history, and that will count to your score. Now, it doesn't hit your score or affect your score positively like it would your own credit account, but as an authorized user, it does improve your score, and that is instant. And lastly, of course, it's the obvious one. Now, we can help you. Just reach out to our team at Azcensionhomes.com, and we'll give you a free credit repair kit, and we'll help you along your journey. But of course, paying your bills, paying your credit card balances down, asking for credit limits, those are all a little bit more work for you to be able to get done, and they take a little bit more time. But if you do those other things that are really easy, you can get that score bump, and then you can go back in and ask for the credit card increases. Now, the last piece is don't open up any new credit accounts, because your average age of credit goes down with a new account, and it shows a hard inquiry on your credit report, so that does take your score down just a little bit. Now, the story I want to share with you real quick is I used to be in the lending industry for 22 years. I just retired earlier in 2025. And I want to share with you a journey I took one of our clients on, and that's the same exact service that we want to create here for you at Azcension. And they came to me, they were a 535 FICO score. And what we did is we went to annualcreditreport.com, pulled the reports for free. They are free on one per year through the federal government by law. We disputed a couple accounts that they noticed that were a little bit off, and we paid down a few of their credit cards, requested that they get updated right away. And the best part is, in 30 days, the following month, their credit score increased 55 points. So they went from a 535 to a 590 FICO score, and they were able to purchase through these grant programs in just a month. They went from 535, can't even get approved for a rental application, to a 590, and were able to buy a home. Now, they didn't buy an Azcension home. That was about 5 or 6 years ago, but I helped them with the lending side of it. But that is the story. That is the key. That is the knowledge that we have here for you at Azcension Homes. So reach out. We'll help you on that journey as well. So there is proof in the pudding. It is amazing. It's all free of charge. You see credit reporting companies or credit repair companies charging thousands or hundreds of dollars for this service. It's all free. You just got to do a little bit of work. Yes, you can pay them to do the work for you. Hit that easy button if you like. I can connect you with them as well. But let's close with this. Credit is in fact important, but it's not a dead end. There are steps, there are tips, there are tricks that you can take to get your score up. And there are mortgage programs out there now that will help you regardless of your score. So don't wait for your perfect credit scenario. Start with a little bit of progress. Check your credit reports for free. Pick improvements that you can dispute or update, or get in touch with someone like us where we can connect you with a lender who will help you along that journey. And the sooner you start, the sooner you will step out of that rent cycle and into the stability of ownership. So thank you so much for joining me today on the Purchase Path podcast. I hope you got some value. If you know of anyone who could use this information, please like, subscribe, and share with them. And thank you again for joining us. We'll get you on the path to home ownership. We hope you have hope. We hope you have clarity. Share it with a friend, like I said, and it just means taking that first step. So until next time, keep moving forward. We look forward to serving you and seeing you on your journey to home ownership. Follow the Purchase Path now on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen, and start your journey with Azcension Homes. Your path, your purchase, your time.